Well, in this video, we are going to look at LangChain. Now, LangChain has been my favorite agent creation frameworks, and I remember this like 2-3 years ago when we were introduced to the frameworks for creation of or using LLMs for the first time, using LangChain, when we were able to do the RAG setup. So we use our LangChain to upload documents, make them into different chunks, use those chunks to form vectors, store the vectors in a vector database, and then use the question from the user to convert it into vectors and find similarities between the vectors and give out the response. Okay, as of now, if you are new to LangChain, I urge you to forget everything, because this version of LangChain V1, it's so much simpler. In just 10 or 12 lines of code, you can set up a complete agent, because all the hard things have been done by LangChain team. So let's go ahead and see what do we have in this V1. So LangChain V1 is a focused, ready, production ready foundation for building agents, and they're focused on 3 different things. The first is to create agent. So this is a new class. This is a standard way of building agents. So you can go here and you can see that it's pretty simple. So we can just import the LangChain class here, and you can use this class, put in the models, put in the tools, put in a system prompt, and you can invoke the LLM here. Now let's go ahead and test this out on a real code. So we can go to this install page or section, and you can see that we can now install this. Now let me show you this on my system. So let's say I have a Visual Studio Code editor here. Go ahead and open up a new folder. I've selected this folder for working. I can go ahead and say open folder, and I can put this folder, select this folder, and then I say Control J to open up the terminal here. My terminal is ready now. Now I can go ahead and say UV init. I'm going to use UV and dot. So this will initialize a new project here. So you can see that within this folder, within the folder that I've been working on, which is this LangChain V1 folder, we have these things now. Okay, now we want to create an environment. So what you can do is you can say UV venv, just that. This will create a new environment, and as you can see, we have .venv. Now we want to activate this environment. So for that, you can see we can say .venv/ or / for Windows. I can say inside the folder, if you go ahead and see, we have scripts, and then we have activate. So I can say scripts, then I can say activate. So this will activate my virtual environment that we have just made. So that's done. Now we can go ahead and install a few things. We can go ahead and add this LangChain. So UV add LangChain. This is one installation that you need to do. Another installation would be, as you can see, it's pretty fast because this is made on Rust. UV is amazing. Now we need to add this as well, install this. So UV add LangChain OpenAI, and you can add this Anthropic as well. But in this video, I'm going to use OpenAI exclusively, and you can see that you can just install these libraries. So now we have this, so we can go ahead and go to this main file here, and I can just remove everything, main file. So let's take a quick start and try this out. So let's take this one, for example. So we take this example, and you can see that this example, we use the create agent class. We're using this class, we're putting the model of Anthropic. Let me put an OpenAI model here, and let me put GPT-4, maybe GPT-4o, let's see. And we're using this tool of getWeather. The getWeather tool is just a function, and this function accepts a string for the city name, and then it returns a string. What does it return? It returns this entire thing. So it's always sunny in this particular city, which is the city comes from the input. So we have this tool, and this is a system prompt. You can put in any prompt, basically the behavior, how you want your agent to behave, and then you can go ahead and just say invoke this. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this. Now before running this, we need the environment variables, one file. So it just add .env file. Inside this file, I can say OpenAI API underscore key, and then your API key. For your API key, we need to go to platform.openai.com /API keys, sign up, create an account, add some credits, and then you will be able to create this key. For example, we create a new secret key, copy this and just paste it here, and that's done. Now once we have this environment variables, we need to import the environment variables as well. So I can say from .env, we load .env, and then we say load.env. Of course, we need to install this as well. So pip add or uv add, I can say python-.env. This will install the .env library as well. Now everything should be fine. Let's go ahead and run this. So when we say load.env, this loads the environment variables from the .env file, which is the OpenAI API key or any sort of variables that you put here. But let's run this. So let's say uv run main.py. Let's see, and we can see that we don't have anything because we need to print this out, I believe. So let's save this in a variable. Let's say my output equal to this, and let's say I print my output. Now let's see. Okay, we have some things. So we have so many different things, and you can see that we have, first of all, it's in the form of a dictionary. So we have messages. So this is the human message. What is the weather in San Francisco? Now for extracting that particular thing, what you can do is you can do this. So my output, you can go to messages, we can go to the last one, and then you can take the content of that. Okay, so if I remove this and print once again, you would be able to see what I mean. So if you run this again, we will be able to see the last content of the message. You can see the current weather in San Francisco is sunny. So this is how it's so simple to get started. You just use this class of create agent from the LangChain library. So LangChain.agents, we import create agent. We use this create agent class, create an instance of that class, put in the variables. So we have models, we have tools as get weather. This is another function. We put in the system prompt and we get this output because we invoke this. With this, we use a question, and then you can just print out the response. Now this is what I have to tell about the first one. This is the create agent. It's pretty simple. You can go ahead and look at this. It's just creating an agent, and the format goes something like this. The user sends a request, it goes to the model. If there are tools associated and given access to the model goes ahead and tries with the tools, gets a response, and if it's satisfied with the response of the tools, goes ahead and gives you the result here. They're also bringing the middleware here because we need the middleware that holds some actions, particularly, for example, human in the loop middleware, because there are some sensitive tool calls that we really want to have access to. So in that case, when you are creating an agent, you can use the middleware here, and in the middleware you can use this human in the loop middleware. So it's basically saying that stop and ask the user if they really want to approve this tool call, if they really want to send the mail, for example, if they really want to edit your code, if they really want to reject the application. So these are some of the things on which you need or you want to have human in the loop middleware. You also have the summarization middleware because when you go on chatting history after history, the context window gets filled up, and at some point of time the context window just overflows and it's completely filled, and whenever you put a new message, it replies abruptly, it replies in a non-contextual manner. But what if you could summarize whatever conversation that we have till now? You can summarize this condense the conversation into a specific format, a smaller format, and that is going to solve the problem of your context window. So we have the summarization middleware as well. We have PIL middleware. You can redact sensitive information. You can not send some particular information to the model. For example, you can decide, for example, if there are, let's say, phone numbers. If there are phone numbers, we don't want to send the phone number to the model. If they're email, we don't want to send the email. We just want to send the model that we want to send an email to a particular user, but not a particular email, because we don't want the model to have access to the sensitive information. So you can of course create your own middleware as well. So different forms of middleware. So you can go before the agent or before the model. You can put the middleware after the model and after the agent, sorts of things. We have some examples as well, but I'm gonna go through this in a later video. But again, this is what we have and the new things that we have on LangChain v1. Now that was the first one. The first feature, as you can see, it's a create agent. The next is we have the content blocks. The content blocks is, so if you ask a question to a particular agent, a particular model, for example, you use this chat entropic and you put in this model and you ask the question. So for example, what is the capital of France? And now you want to really understand if the answer that you get from the response, if it's a reasoning, I want to print the reasoning. If it's a text, I want to print the response. If it's a tool call, I want to just print the tool call. As simple as that. So let me show you one example. So let's go ahead and write this main1.py file. And in that file, I'm going to write this. So it's just simple as that. From LangChain OpenAI, we import chat OpenAI. We use the environment variables because our .env file stores your OpenAI API key that we already seen. We're using this model and just we're asking what is the capital of France, or why is Paris the capital of France, and then we use these blocks. So for block in response.content blocks, so this response has content blocks, and if that content block is a reasoning type, we want to print the reasoning. If it's a text, we want to print a text. If it's a tool call, we want to print the tool call, just so that you have better control over the output of the LangChain process. Okay, so when you are, one of the things that we have noticed is for a simple project, it's pretty easy and it's intuitive to see how the model is working, but as the process goes on getting complex, we lost track and we are not in control of the model. We really wanted some deterministic features engraved in the model, not in the form of a response, but in the form of the process. So we put this content block, and you can now try to run this. So uv run main1.py. So let's see. So why is Paris the capital of France? And you can see if we get any output here. So we have this output here. It gives a lot of different details. So you can see that we get a response, which means we get this text. So Paris is the French capital assembly because of many centuries. It gives the explanation. So this is what we have as a second feature of this release notes. If you see the second feature of the standard content blocks, so this is what it is. Next, we have the simplified namespace. We really want to have the migration easier. Now, if you're already using LangChain, we need to go to this migration guide and do the migrations easily, but because they have really simplified it. But if you're really using this for your processes, that might be hampered if you update it to the recent version, because there are some packages which has been moved to the LangChain Classic. For example, we need to change this. So whenever you said from LangChain import, we have to change this to from LangChain Classic import this. We need to install this LangChain Classic module as well, because there are some modules which has been moved to the Classic, and whatever is fresh, whatever is new are been kept as the main module. So for example, from LangChain agents, we have seen this create agent is a new class, and it's pretty easy to understand. It's pretty intuitive, it's pretty self-compiled, and it's so easy to use. Message and content, AI message, human message, we have tools that is kept in the main library, and model initialization, these are kept in the main library, and other rest of the things that you might have used are being sent to the LangChain Classic. So make sure if you're updating LangChain, you need to make these changes as well. You can go ahead and look at the migration guide as well if you want to go ahead and really change everything. But this is what I have to tell you about LangChain. There are different kinds of agents, agentic framework that you might have seen or worked with. I've also created numerous videos on different agentic frameworks, but I believe at the core of my heart, LangChain is the best one. It's one of the best, I would say, but as of now, it's the best because it's so simple and it's so intuitive to use, updated with the recent demands of our customers. So you can see that we really wanted a simple process to create an agent. It should not take you more than 10 lines. So we just create an agent, put in the model, put put in the tools, give a system prompt, and that should be done. It should not be more complicated than this. Okay, so it's really easy and fun. You can go ahead and go to this installation. You can check the installation. You can go to this quick start. There they have given a pretty good example. So you can design a real world agent. You can go ahead and do this. So we have the system prompt here. We can create tools. You can configure your tool. You can create a response format. You can add memory, run this agent, and you can see the full code. You can use this. What they have done here, if I like to go once again. So first we define the system prompt here. So system prompt, you are an expert weather forecaster. Then we define the context. You want your system prompt to output in a particular format, and that is pretty strict if you like it. We define the tools, which are basically functions. They take in something, they return something, but whether to use the tool or not, that is decided by the model or the LLM. You need to use a particular LLM, a good LLM, and then you can see that this is the response format. So this LLM will respond with two things. First is the puny response and the weather conditions here, and we have this checkpoint. We have created this agent, and you can see that it responds everything. I'm gonna let you try this out, but let me show you one example of structured response that we're talking about. So let me show you one example of this code. So you can see that we started as usual. We use this create agent. We have loaded the environment variables. Now we created this pedantic type. Okay, so a pedantic class we're using, or we are inheriting from the base model. This is a weather class, and we have three things. So temperature, condition, and the city name. We have this tools. We created the agent using this model, OpenAI GPT-4 Mini. We have this tools, which is a simple function here, and the format response is a tool strategy of weather, which means this one. Weather. Again, tool strategy is a class which is taken from LangChain agent structured output. So everything is made. It's just your work is to just take it and compile all this, put it in a particular format, and that's done. So we say, what's the weather in San Francisco? And we print the structured response as a result of structured response. Just run this, and then you can see how it goes. So I can say uv run main2.py, and I can see that the structured response is this: temperature is 70, condition is sunny, city is the San Francisco, because we want it in this particular format. Okay, so let me show you a surprise. If I put it this format, I want the country as well in the form of string. Let's see what output does it give you. So you can see that it added the country of USA. I have gone ahead and played with other parameters as well. If I put in planet, so which planet does this city belong or this country belong, then you can see that we have this planet Earth, and this Earth is created by whom? Let's go ahead and run this. So you can see that we can put in anything here, and the LLM will decide what to write. So planet created by nature. So who decided the string? Who decided what should be written? What should be the output? It's all done by the model here. It's all done by the framework create agent class, and it's pretty amazing to see the response, to see the structured outputs, and I'm really impressed with it. It's so easy. It works. Basically it works. Now you can go ahead and check up all the docs. You can go ahead and change your codes to this particular framework, LangChain V1. I'm sure they're coming up with much more features, but it's so intuitive, so easy to use. I urge you to go ahead and check out the other videos on my channel. For a start, you can go ahead and play with the quick start and integrate LangChain V1 in your life with the agentic framework. Design the elements, design the agents in just a few minutes. Thank you. I'll see you in this next one.